everybody, it's Catherine from Jayne Catherine on Books, and I'm here on Wednesday the 16th of December, and it's David's birthday. It is, so got my sparkly top on especially. We're not going anywhere, we're all dressed up, both of us, nowhere to go. He's got his new jumper on, hasn't he? And yeah, we're stopping at home just for a change. Anyway, I thought to celebrate David's birthday I would show you some really beautiful hardback books from our bookshelves. Some of them I've shown before. I don't think I've shown all of them, but I thought I'd show them today in case you like the look of them to get as a little Christmas present for somebody. So without further ado, I'll get cracking. First one, this is cute. A Guinea Pig Christmas Carol. Back a bit, stop. Hopefully you can see that. This is obviously from the original Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I've got a few different sorts of copies because I do like the Christmas Carol. I try and read it every year. And this is the cast of characters, look. They're all hamsters. It's so cute. I think it's got some lovely illustrations in it. It doesn't say. It's been adapted by Bloomsbury Press. It doesn't say. Well, I can't see that it says who's illustrated it. Oh, let's see if it says anything in the back. Well, I can't see anything. I can't see anything obvious. Oh, and there's a lovely thing at the back. Let me read this. Oh, wait a minute, it might be here. Photographer and designer Philip Beresford. Tess Newell and Alex Goodwin are mentioned, but it doesn't say whether they're the illustrators or whatever. I'm not sure. Anyway, but I'll read you this because I've just found this in the back. Even though I've read this, I never really paid much attention, and this is lovely. It says small pets are abandoned every day, but the lucky ones end up in rescue centres where they can be looked after and rehomed. You may not know it, but some of these centres are devoted entirely to guinea pigs. No, I didn't know that. They work with welfare organisations to give first-class advice and information, as well as finding happy new homes for the animals they look after. If Scrooge's transformation makes you feel all warm and cosy inside, perhaps you'll share the festive spirit by supporting your local rescue centre. And I think that's really lovely. We've always had our cats from rescue. So, gorgeous little book. And I think it's nice to introduce children to the story of the Christmas Carol, and also it's lovely for adults. Next, The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus. Now this is a beautiful, look at that, beautiful little edition, and it's by L. Frank Baum, and it's one of the Puffin Christmas classics. Now if you take the dust jacket off, it's just plain red. There's a whole selection of these, and I've had this a few years, but they've got beautiful end papers. Let me show you the end papers because they're just as lovely as the actual cover. Look at that, that's gorgeous. So this is a little selection of stories, really. It feels like the little collection of stories, the different things about the life of Santa Claus. And you know, it's also a little bit of a history book in a way. It's giving you some useful information and how things started. So I've just turned to this bit and it says how the first stockings were hung by the chimneys. And then it says, when you remember that no child until Santa Claus begins his travels had ever known the pleasure of possessing a toy, you will understand how joy crept into the homes of those who had been favoured with a visit from the good man, and how they talked of him day by day in loving tones and were honestly grateful for his kindly deeds. And then it goes on to tell you all a bit about, you know, where the hanging of the Christmas stockings came from and that sort of thing. So it's a beautiful book for this time of year, and I'd like to collect some more in that series. So that's that one. Next, well, all book lovers want a book cover like this, don't they? This is gorgeous. This is The Secret Library, and this is A Book Lover's Journey Through Curiosities of History by Oliver Tearle, or Tearle. Yeah, I think it must be pronounced Tearle or Tearle. Tearle probably. And this is a fiction, non-fiction book, and it's got all sorts of different information in here about all different things that happened in history, and it's related to books. So I've opened this here. Ooh, didn't like the sound of that crack. It's opened here and it says The Other Dracula. In 1897, fans of Gothic fiction were lapping up one novel with a special eagerness. Set among the dark, smoggy streets of contemporary London, the novel features a mysterious foreign figure from the East who is possessed of supernatural powers and newly arrived in the nation's capital. The novel, told from multiple character perspectives, cleverly taps into late Victorian fears and anxieties concerning a host of themes, including the British Empire, homosexuality, scientific discoveries, and crime within the metropolis. The book's first print run very quickly, sold out, and it remained popular, being made into a film as early as 1919. It says the above paragraph is not a description of Bram Stoker's Dracula, but a summary of the little-known novel which outsold it at least at the time. Dracula was not an initial success, and this was surprising. So there's all sorts of little ditties and things like that, and also it's wonderful. It's got a really lovely feel to it. It's like a brushed feeling to the hardcover there. Next, now this is not a hardback, but it is a beautiful cover. This is my copy of Pachinko and Min Jin Lee, and this one is by Apollo Books, but I chose it. I mean, this is a fantastic book anyway. I really enjoyed this. Historical fiction, and if you're not aware of it, it starts in Korea in 1911, and it says a clubfoot, cleft-lipped man marries a 15-year-old girl. The couple have one child, their beloved daughter Sonia. When Sonia falls pregnant by a married Yakuza, the family face ruin. But then a Christian minister offers a chance of salvation, a new life in Japan as his wife. Following a man she barely knows to a hostile country where she has no friends and no home, Sonia's salvation is just the beginning of her story. So it's a bit of a family drama. It's beautifully written. I really enjoyed it. And I've chosen it for its gorgeous cover. And let me just show you the end papers. Gorgeous end papers as well. So this is the back and the back. I mean, I've not read this copy. I first read this from the library and wanted my own copy because look at that, that's stunning, it's gorgeous. So yeah, and if you've not read it, well worth a read. Okay, so next, bedtime stories for stressed out adults, and I think this is like how we've all felt all year, well, since February. It says Tales to Soothe Tired Souls. So it's a collection of short stories, and it's introduced by Lucy Mangan, and this is Hodder and Stratton Press, this one. And it's just, I just think it's a nice, it looks soothing, don't you think? It's just got that soothing nature to it. It's not in your face. It's got a little bit of sparkle running through it, but it's lovely. I mean, it's got extracts in here from Lewis Carroll from Alice in Wonderland. It's got extracts in from The Wind in the Willows, Graham Greene. It's got something from Oscar Wilde, also Virginia Woolf. So it's got a right selection of different authors in here. Christina Rossetti's poem, Clouds. White sheep on a blue hill. When the wind stops, you all stand still. When the wind blows, you walk away slow. White sheep, where do you go? I like Christina Rossetti's poetry. So this is a lovely, you know, and I'm just thinking now I ought to finish reading this because I'm a bit short of my 85 books that I set myself to read this year, which is not my usual. I'm usually in the 120s, but it's been a strange year for reading. I thought if I get a few, you know, short story collections in or whatever, I may well. I think I've got 15 left to read. So I better get a wiggle on, as they say. Right. Well, I couldn't have a beautiful collection of books without showing you my lovely Hercule Poirot's Christmas by our beloved Agatha Christie, Queen of Crime. This is gorgeous, gorgeous edition. HarperCollins edition, this one. And I've not seen any others like this, I have to say. And it's beautiful. Quite simple in its design. It's just beautiful white with some gold etching and a Christmas tree, front and back. Nothing on the end papers at all, just quite simple, quite classic. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful spine on your shelves. And then another, I'm slowly collecting these. I've only got 2 so far. The ABC Murders. This is another Hercule Poirot. And it's one of my favourites, actually. I like the ABC Murders as one of Poirot's. And look at this gorgeous cover. And it's just got lovely edging to it. Beautiful on the back as well. The end papers. Quite simple, but nonetheless stunning. And this again is HarperCollins. And yeah, they're just so beautiful. I'd like to collect them. Because a lot of my Agathas I've got from second-hand shops. And they're looking really battered. And they're the smaller old mass market paperbacks, and so I'd like to collect them all in nice editions. It all takes time and money, doesn't it? And then finally, and I think I've shown this before, but it's worth another mention because it's a gorgeous cover, The Wicked Comet by Laura Carlin, and this is historical fiction set in London, so it's got lovely end papers to go with it. It's set in 1831. I loved this. This was a 5-star read for me. So if you've not read this, it's well worth a read. It says, something wicked is crawling through the heart of London, but we have no need to protect ourselves from the bad sort because we are the bad sort. I like that. I really like that. Anyway, it said the year is 1831. Down the murky alleyways of London, acts of unspeakable wickedness are taking place, and no one is willing to speak out on behalf of the city's vulnerable poor as they disappear from the streets. Out of these shadows comes Hester White, a bright young woman who is desperate to escape the slums by any means possible. When Hester is thrust into the world of the aristocratic Brock family, she leaps at the chance to improve her station in life under the tutelage of the fiercely intelligent and mysterious Rebecca Brock. But whispers from her past slowly begin to poison her new life, and both she and Rebecca are lured into the most sinister of investigations. Hester and Rebecca find themselves crossing every boundary they've ever known in pursuit of truth, redemption and passion. But their trust in each other will be tested as a web of deceit begins to unspoil, dragging them into the blackest heart of a city where something more depraved than either of them could ever imagine is lurking. beautiful, beautiful. It's got a lovely shiny cover as well. And yeah, beautiful book. So there we go. That's my little film for today. Thought we'd have some lovely covers for David's birthday. So hope you're all keeping well and safe out there, and I'll see you again next video. Take care. Bye for now.